What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into X-Force issue number 44. And with everything going on with the fall of X, this has affected every single one of the X lines. X-Force is no exception. The only thing is that X-Force isn't around for the fall of X. They have been dealing with the Russian problem, the brother of Colossus, Mikhail Rasputin. He has been manipulating things for quite some time. He had plans to attack the Hellfire Gala. Obviously, Orchis beat him to the punch. And with his pocket dimension and his help from the Chronicler, he has been able to manipulate this situation any way he wants. But in recent issues, it looks like Colossus may have broken free. Maybe him and the Chronicler are working together and Colossus doesn't even know it. Maybe the Chronicler is trying to break himself free from Mikhail's grasp. But with our heroes running through the gateway, left behind is Sage, Domino, and Black Tom. Not really sure what the heck happened to X-Force. They are now investigating, trying to figure out where they are so they can save them. So, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Domino in Moscow. Orchis stations have been set up all over the world. Checkpoints are being run. Any mutant that might be out there, they are looking for. And so Domino must stick to the shadows. In communication with Sage the entire time, she is asking Sage if she really feels right about doing this, about going after X-Force. And she's not asking this because everything going on with Orchis. There's a lot of other things that they could be doing right now. But she's wondering, is it even worth saving X-Force? And Sage believes that they were on the verge of becoming something great. She still believes this. With X-Force being Krakoa's Black Ops force, there is no moment bigger than now, no greater need than right now. Krakoa needs them more than ever, so getting their team back is the first step in getting back their country. And this is exactly the reassurance that Domino needed. Breaking into a Moscow bathhouse, she waits for a man by the name of Boba. He is coming in for his massage. Sitting down on the table, he doesn't even know that Domino is right here having a gun pointed at his head. And Domino wants to know about Rasputin, about them being economic and political allies. Now Boba says that he renounced him. He renounced him and all mutants. That he hates mutants. Not recognizing that there is a mutant right in front of him. Once he lifts up his head, he recognizes that he just made a mistake. But Domino is hell-bent on getting this information, saying that she will paint this place with his brains if he does not give up the location of where Mikhail is. That's what picks us up with the Rasputin brothers. They wait for what might come next. The dimensional rifts that Mikhail controls. These would serve as an escape for them, but it would also serve as a prison for others. With Kid Omega currently in a prison, we have seen that his powers, they barely work. Already trapped in a mental cell of his own making, while Omega Red, he failed Rasputin. Seen in the X Lives of Wolverine, they are now putting him through tremendous torture. They are reminding him of his failures, and reminding him of what will happen if this ever happens again, so that he will be better for next time. And when it comes to Wolverine, she has been put to work. She is going against all of the super soldiers, keeping them on their toes, helping them understand how to better battle against mutants. But as we pick back up with Domino, they hear the yelling from Boba. Two men come running into the room only to find Domino beating the living crap out of him. As these men enter the room, she turns her pistol and fires. Seeing this weird ring on the finger of Boba, knowing that it's not going to come off easy and she has to get out of here, she decides that she's just going to cut the finger off. Take the ring for her own. But with all of this commotion, it doesn't take long for Orchis to show up, for the robot with the adamantium skeleton to arrive on scene. And this is where Domino hightails it, letting Sage know that she needs an immediate evac, that the thing is here, the Orchis bot with the Wolverine skeleton, as she runs through the bathhouse, trying to make her escape. Though she is able to get out of here, that Orchis robot was able to get a good little nick on her. And Domino in this moment is pretty sure that an artery was just hit. But with Sage being able to get the evac out, we see that Domino is able to make the escape before the Wolverine skeleton is able to keep up. That is what picks up later on in the Atlantic Ocean, the X-Force mobile base, Domino being patched up by Black Tom. At this point, they have all come to the understanding that Colossus was controlled by an outside force. Something that can avoid psychic detection, that Colossus is colluding with his brother, potentially colluding with Orchis. If they can find Mikhail, they can find Colossus. If they find Colossus, they can find the missing members of X-Force. But more than that, Black Tom is in a very bad place. He used to refer to himself in the third person because him and Krakoa were really connected. But ever since everything went down, they don't share the same skull or nerves any longer. Going and having a conversation with Sage, they go to the No Place tumor, what is said to cause cancer, but only by prolonged exposure. But they have also determined that this serves as quiet rooms, that this tumor, it deadens most electric and telepathic transmissions. This would be a perfect place to store the ring. They start doing the scans. She knows that this ring is connected to something very powerful, but she has yet to fully understand what. And so while they investigate this ring, we are taken to our pocket dimension. We are taken to the Chronicler, and Rasputin, he has some plans, telling him to put down the quill because he has plans to change focus away from Colossus. He wants to focus on somebody inside of Orchis. He has brought him extensive profiles on a bunch of Orchis members, along with blueprints to their station and weapons technology. But the Chronicler does have some problems. He never wanted to start the story with Colossus, but he has done it and he has done it well. To drop it now with no sense of conclusion, it is not only an insult to his talents, but it also endangers Colossus. That he has put too much into Colossus. That if he is to stop writing right now, Colossus may stop as well. That he could fall into a coma, he could die if the Chronicler stops. This is where Mikhail starts to get very angry, saying that I gave you the files. Because the Chronicler, he needs a connection. It requires an empathetic connection. He needs their company, their conversations, their companionship. He needs all of these connections to be able to write the story. And so Mikhail says okay, that they will stage a kidnapping, and Colossus will be in charge of the mission. If he so happens to die when he dips his quill into an ink pot again, then that is just how the story was meant to end. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now, in the last issue, I theorized that the Chronicler was actually working in secret, letting Colossus know, at least have an understanding of what is going on with him. And by all appearances, Colossus is still under this pin. The Chronicler still has control of him. But I'm still gonna hold on to my theory that the Chronicler is manipulating the situation, that it is possible the Chronicler is trying to free himself by using X-Force and Colossus. Now, obviously, he can't just have Colossus and X-Force come in and start throwing punches. This has to be done smart. It has to be meticulous. It has to be made to where Mikhail cannot just open up the pages and see that Colossus is actually knowing what's going on. He has to be discreet about this. I think this is one reason that he is so upset about trying to have to start a new story. Not only because it is very difficult, but because Colossus would be his escape plan. Taking that story away from him takes away from everything that he has been building. But there is a prime opportunity right now. Mikhail doesn't care if his brother dies. In fact, he would rather his brother die so the Chronicler can focus on Orchis agents. This gives an opportunity for the Chronicler to let him free, to let Colossus free, to make his death seem like he actually died. This could give the Chronicler and X-Force the advantage that they have been looking for. Of course, all of that is just speculation. I could be 100% wrong, but I do believe that's the direction they're headed. It is very unfortunate that Kid Omega just so happens to not have his powers right now. They definitely wrote that in because if Kid Omega did have his powers, this would be over with. It would be done, it would be taken care of. But you gotta throw in that plot armor. You gotta ensure that Kid Omega doesn't have his powers right now, that way that Mikhail and his forces can do whatever it is they want to do for the time being. Nonetheless, I am very excited that this story is finally getting some closure. We're finally gonna figure out what's going on, what's gonna happen to Mikhail, what's gonna happen to Colossus, the Chronicler. All of this is finally gonna come to a close. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that has been going on with X-Force, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.